Okay. Good afternoon, you amazing human beings, guys. Welcome to NFP Friday. I'm your host, Dane Funnemas, to all of our Globex 360 clients that were just with us in the advanced prep session. I hope you guys are set up. I hope you guys are ready to jump in and go big, guys. Again, today's NFP, if you're joining us for the very first time, you're not a Globex 360 client, so you weren't with us in the previous session, just put your hand in the air. We would love to obviously welcome you. Again, to all of our Globex 360 live account holders, we sent out an alert, an email, and a notification into your back office, into MT4, to come and join us an hour before in the advanced prep session. Again, if you aren't a client of Globex 360, or even if you are, our official Telegram group is down below. If you want to catch more live broadcasts, more information, more updates, just go ahead and smash the link to our Telegram channel. Again, my handle directly is also down below. You guys are more than welcome to come and join us. Inbox me if you wish, and we'll see what we can do about that. But yes, I believe we have essentially set up beforehand. Again, we are going to be looking at the NFP. We're going to break it down really quickly. We have around about 10 minutes before the NFP kicks off and gets started. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So again, we're not going to talk too much about the news today, because again, everything is about jobs data in the US. So we're going to start off with the fundamental side of things, quickly look at the data. And for those of you who weren't with us, we'll help you with a quick setup of how you can tackle the NFP live this afternoon. So again, if you're brand new, I see some hands in the air. Guys, welcome. It is Casual Friday. Someone points out there, Sybil says Casual Friday. And absolutely. Troy says, what are we trading though? Again, US City is what we analyzed in our advanced trading setup. You can trade US City. You can also trade NASDAQ. You can look at gold as well as indices. Again, what happens with the NFP will affect the dollar. So depending on what happens with the dollar, whether we see a stronger or weaker dollar, it'll allow you to trade other markets. Again, a strong dollar would essentially mean we'd want to see indices sell. We'd want to see commodities sell. Wherever the dollar is the quote currency, is where we would want to see a sell. If we get a strong dollar, we would see a sell. If we see a buy, if we see some strong dollar action, we would see indices sell, we'd see commodities sell across the board. So again, you can trade whatever it is you want to. Again, I'm looking at Dow Jones, otherwise known as US 30. We also look at the NASDAQ. So to every single person that's got their hand up in the group and you're brand new, just listen, a massive welcome from us right here at Globex 360 to you. Again, Globex 360 live tea is for traders by traders, allows us to come together, talk about the markets, to trade live, share strategies, share opinions, speak about the news, and share setups on how we wish to tackle the markets and be productive. So again, if you're not already a part of our community, the Telegram link is in the description of this video. Go into the description, you'll see the link to our Telegram group, as well as a link to inbox me. And if you haven't done so already, smash the like and subscribe button. Guys, again, hit the bell notification icon and turn on notifications, so every time we have a brand new video, you are able to join us. I see Alvin also just jumped in and subscribed to the channel a few seconds ago. Welcome, Alvin, to the community. Subscribe is absolutely free. A like is free. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into it, right? Again, we're going to touch on the news a little bit, but we, again, mostly spending most of our time having a look at the markets together. Please look at the TV. All right, let's quickly jump into it. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, beautiful stuff. So let's jump into it. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you, and we are going to be looking right now at the markets. Now, again, this is some fundamental data. We are going to be breaking down what data is important to us. Now, again, we speak about NFP. We speak about, this as a subject. The title of the video is NFP, which stands for non-farm payrolls, but it's the economic labor and sort of employment data for the US. I ran out of words there. We've been spending a lot of time on NFP today. So there's a couple key items, right? Behind me, you'll see there's a bunch of data that's going to come out, but we're really most interested in 4 items this afternoon. We're interested in average hourly earnings in the US for the month of Jan, right? Month on month. We're interested in the average hourly earnings year on year for Jan. We're then interested in the unemployment rates for the dollar, and then we're interested in non-farm payrolls in general for January on the dollar. Now, guys, I just want to point out, right, January the 6th NFP, all the data came out favoring the dollar, which should have meant a strong dollar and should have meant that indices were going to fall, right? It should have meant that US 30 should have sold off, that NASDAQ should have sold off. However, what we saw on the 6th of January, the dollar that came out, the data that came out for the dollar was massive. It was good, exceptional, right? No matter which way you cut it, the data was amazing for the dollar. The dollar sunk in value and US 30 went through the sky, 7,000 pips over a couple minutes. So again, fundamentals have been a bit broken in January. I just want to point this out. I just want to make sure that you understand risk management in trading is key. Please do not trade high impact events without a risk strategy, without a stop loss. Please, guys, it is super, super important. And the other thing to understand is everything that we're going to do here this afternoon is for educational entertainment purposes only. Please do not take this as financial advice. I'm simply trading. We're learning together. We're having a bit of fun together, and these markets are live. So again, markets will take your money if you're not careful, you don't practice risk management. Okay, guys, everyone keeps asking for the link for the Telegram group. Please listen to what I'm saying to you. Link is in the description of the video. Please go ahead and link in the description of the video. Maybe someone can just paste it for those who are struggling. Marsha will paste it for us. Okay, good stuff. Guys, let's jump into a little bit more of what is happening in the markets. Now, again, this data is going to come out and we need to obviously prepare. So behind me, right, I just want to show you guys really quickly, just before we get started, just before we get into it, I just want to quickly show you, having a look at NASDAQ, what happened on the 6th of January. Right, so I just want to show you the amount of volatility. Again, we're currently looking at NASDAQ, is that at the 330 mark, non-farm payrolls came out extremely good for the dollar. We should have seen a downside movement on the NASDAQ. We got a massive spike to the top side over 4 minutes, a almost 100% retracement, an 88.2 looks like Fibonacci retracement, and then a continuation to the top side. So in the first handful of minutes, right, NASDAQ moved on its side in the region of about 2,000 pips in the first few minutes. We saw a much bigger move already on US 30. So I just want to point out, we are going to see some big moves. We are going to see some spikes. So how do we deal with this? And what are we going to be doing this afternoon? So in front of me, I'm currently showing you guys US 30. Now, we've already done an advanced setup on this. If you haven't already set up yet, you may struggle. If we can please post a link. People are still commenting for it. Marsha Wall says she's trying. It's just in the description. It's also in the Telegram message that gets sent out every morning. Okay, she will post it, or any other member. If you can do it any quicker, please go ahead and do that for us. Having a look at US 30 in terms of its market structure, we can see we've got this triangle here. Now, again, because the fundamentals are broken, right? Again, we're not trying to predict the markets. That's not our job, right? You're going to see a lot of people sending out, buy this now, sell this now, whatever. That's not our job. Our job is to look at previous data, use the technicals to try and underpin the fundamentals and make some money. So we've already gone ahead. We've set up some pending orders, right, in these levels, right? So we've got some buy stops and sell stops already set up north and south of price. So what we're doing here this afternoon is we're setting up some buy stops and sell stops. We've set up buy stops above the 34,100 region and some sell stops. Ideally, we want to have those sell stops in the 33,900 region, meaning we're not manually entering into this market. We're allowing the markets to spike, do what it is they want to do, and allow them to activate our orders and continue the direction that they would like to continue. Right, again, showing you guys the exact same January the 6th movement on the US 30, and the reason why I chose to trade the US 30 today is for that reason. I'm going to show you, here's January 6th, right? NASDAQ only moved 2,000 pips here, while the US 30 moved a total of 4,000 pips with an ultimate move over the course of the next period of around about 10,000 pips for that session. So again, I'm merely looking at US 30 being slightly more volatile, and then it obviously comes with a little bit more risk associated. Now we're utilizing 500 pip stop losses across the board. And what I'm going to do just before markets bring out their data in the next 3 minutes is I'm simply going to drag, right, 2 of my orders from either side closer to entry. So I will drag one of my buys over there closer to that level, and I will grab another one of my buys closer into that level right there. Right, so I'll move 2 of my orders down, right? And I'll leave one of my orders over here in this zone over here to be activated a little bit later. Same thing from a sell stop perspective. I'll move my sell stops a little bit closer in that region over there, and I'll move 2 of them, and I'll leave one of them down here below. Now this means that, again, with the right stop loss values, again, if we get a runner, that initial spike, and we also have trailing stops on all of our orders. So again, you want to have a trailing stop is where you want to be. Please copy and paste in your browser. Okay, I think it's failing to essentially send the link. I'm not seeing the link come through here. YouTube, I know YouTube won't allow the links to be posted. Guys, it's in the description of the video. I promise you, it's not rocket science. If you can trade NFP, there we go. So our sells are in play there. Your sells should be activated. We've got a big push down to the downside. Your sells should be already set up there. Let's have a look at the data quickly. Okay, so there we go. Fundamentals are working for once, right? Manufacturing payrolls good, average hourly earnings good, unemployment rate is good. Dollar is going to have extreme strength. US 30 is going to continue that downside momentum. Let's quickly have a look at the dollar index. Dollar index spiking up to the top side again. Strong for the dollar, bad for indice markets. Let's have a look at how, let's see how NAS is reacting. There we go. NAS reacted exactly the same. Let me just go over to our web terminal. I just want to make sure there. Beautiful stuff. Okay. So I'm going to go in there and layer on a order really quickly. There we go. Okay, I'm going to layer in some orders. So again, remember, we are selling on this one. And you just want to manage your orders from a volatility perspective. Okay, there we go. Okay, MT4 may be lagging. Is your guys MT4 lagging? My MT4 is dead. That's why I'm using the web trader. Let me know where we are on your trades, if you guys are stalling out or if you guys are moving. So most of mine already in profit. Let's have a look here. A little bit of volatility towards that downside. Let's go to a minute and just see how she's feathering out. Struggling to make a decent, consistent push there. Let's see. Really, really strong dollar activity. Really, really strong dollar activity. Adrian is asking, when will the web trader become available? Once we are done with testing, and we will let you know. We don't have an exact date. It needs to be perfect. It needs to be 100% before we release it to the public for public consumption. MT4, let's have a look here. Yeah, there we go. It's updating, but it's all the way down here in this range. If you guys are on mobile, let me know where you guys are on mobile. You should be updating much quicker than desktop at the moment. Again, because NFP is so widely traded, there can be a ton of participants in this particular market. Let us know if you guys are updating. Okay, dollar index still had a big spike towards the top side. So again, good for the dollar. Let's just recap on the data really quickly to make sure we're all on the same page here. So again, manufacturing payrolls beat expectation massively. Average hourly earnings came in expectation. Unemployment rate is fine. Average hourly earnings year on year beats expectation. Participation rate, unemployment rate down to 3.4%. This is exactly the opposite of what the Fed is trying to achieve, guys. What we need to understand is the Federal Reserve's goal right now is to drive unemployment slightly higher, to contract the US economy. This is what Powell's busy speaking about. This goes against what they're trying to achieve here. Non-farm payrolls 517,000 jobs created. Private payrolls, 443,000 jobs created. This is massive, is essentially, massive numbers, massive numbers. Okay, good stuff. So again, we are going to see a retracement now. I do think that big banks are going to see the opportunity here to layer in some orders. But from my perspective, guys, I'm jumping in and keeping these sells at play here from the perspective of, you know what? We need to see some good moves here towards the downside. Again, these numbers are too strong for the dollar. The dollar is going to be dominating across the board. Gold selling off massively. Gold acting in a normal fashion again, because we're talking about indices. We will see big banks. We will see Wall Street get involved. Just having a look here, gold has moved 188 pips, almost 300 pips. Cohen, that is called slippage. That is when there's too much volatility in the markets and an order doesn't get filled almost immediately when there's too many orders waiting in the markets. That is called slippage. That is what happens when markets are extremely volatile or connection to the server is delayed. It can happen a little bit later. That's slippage. That's what's that's not ideally what we want to see, but again, we are trading one of the most volatile events of the day. So dollar index starting to continue those gains to the top side. And I think USD, depending where, it doesn't matter where she is right now, but from my perspective, I do think we're going to continue to see some of that movement develop. Quickly having a look. Just reading out these numbers, guys. I can't believe these numbers this afternoon. We're seeing let's see, manufacturing payrolls 19. Like these numbers are huge in relation to where we generally see things. It's on another level. Have a look here. I haven't seen non-farm payrolls this good in a long time. Markets have absolutely dominated. The dollar, again, it's supposed to be getting weaker, but the dollar is dominating in ways that it just shouldn't. The data says it just shouldn't be able to do that, but it 100% is. I am really happy with this data. Again, unless the fundamentals are completely broken. As we said, January 6th, the data came out positive. The dollar fell like a stone. Indices shot through the roof. At least we're seeing the correlation is happening. At least we're seeing the correlation is right. But we are seeing, I'm happy to keep holding on. I'm happy to keep those sells in play. You are going to see at periods of extreme volatility, there can just be increased spreads and or slippage at these moments. So that's unfortunately the joys of trading extremely. Zia, we're talking about slippage. When you're dealing with a pending order and there's a ton of movement in the markets don't always honor your order exactly where they are, especially if it's a very fast move. It's a very fast move. By the time the market moves, it can only place your order, get a response if it's extremely volatile. Some days are better than the others, but NFP is, again, because it's the most traded, essentially, event, if you will, outside of Federal Reserve interest rates, there can be a ton of volume. And again, it can be a little bit tricky to trade. So depending where you are, even if your order did slip, you should be at entry or in profit at this point in time. So you're welcome. If you're scared of it, you're welcome to close out. If you're scared, you're welcome to close. But if you're willing to hold, I'm holding it out, leaving these things where they are. I'm not touching any of these trades. Again, remember, my orders are all the way up here, guys. When we set up these orders, mine are all the way up here. I only got filled a ton of pips to the south side, almost 1,000 pips below where my orders were, and that's slippage. That's part of trading. That's what it's all about. But again, looking at where it is, I'm super happy to hold USD long term over the weekend, at least until Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't care, into a sell side. 33,800, because that's where my order got filled. 33,800. 33,800 flat is right at the bottom of the market. Your stop loss wouldn't be able to hold that. Then you had 1,300 pips with a stop loss. But again, have a look at this. Dollar index still looking super strong, and somehow in between, the USD is still gaining value. Are the fundamentals broken? I don't know. but I'm happy to hold this as long as I have to. Even if I've got to hold more risk than I originally wanted to, I have not seen NFP numbers this good in a very, very long time. And maybe because the numbers are that good, right? Maybe because the numbers are that good, banks are going to step in and say, hey, traders know the numbers are good, and maybe, people are holding sells. I don't know, but I just have not seen. If anyone else can remember NFP numbers this good, please do let me know. I would love to know from you. But again, as I pointed out with NASDAQ, as I pointed out for the 6th of January, let's have a look at the 6th of Jan, right? I just want everybody, that's why I started off with the 6th of Jan, is just to make sure everybody understands what can happen, right? Again, massive spike, a little bit of a retracement, a pullback down to almost entry of the spike, right? Yeah, it's not ideal. Ned Flemberg, $60,000 stop loss. Mark Cooper saying, not me, I'm holding for the long haul in profits. Absolutely. And Sunibal is saying we're holding in for the long run. I'm with you on that one. But again, just showing you NASDAQ, massive push to top side, reversal. 88.2 is what it reversed to. So it's not impossible, but it's doable. NASDAQ looking a lot healthier than US 30, showing a lot healthier of a price action structure. Made a push down. It's it's contemplating its future. Nothing bad. It's okay. Cohen, same thing happened to me. Sell was activated far too low. Even my sell also activated far too low. Again, if our sells activated where we had them, or if we entered manually beforehand, but again, we couldn't have guessed that. Again, we would have been smiling at, it's only 1,700 pips. It's not, on Wednesday we banked, I think 5,000 pips, right? Gawain is complaining, just saying like negative. Gawain, you're a trader, my brother. Like, everything's negative. Relax yourself, chill. We made 5,000 pips on Wednesday. There's only 1,000 pips negative. Relax, breathe. Let's stay optimistic. There we go. Right, that's slippage, guys. You're gonna have to get used to it. High impact events bring volatility, great, but slippage is one of those things. On Wednesday, I was driving in the snow. Rashtua, why is it snowing by you? Rashtua, where are you? Randall Forex, yeah. If you got activated at entry, you should be smiling. But yeah, if you didn't make it, no emotions, just learning. David knows what it's all about. Oh, Lithuania. Oh, okay. We live and we learn. That is what it's all about. Slippage is reality. But listen, I'm going to continue to hold this one out. Again, the dollar might play with us a little bit here. But again, remember, we do have, what's in the Baltic states? Where is that? Now I'm even more confused. Okay, listen. NFP data, dollar is banging. I have not seen this good NFP data in a long time. Dollar should be performing. It's going to be in the news. People are going to be freaking out. North of Poland. That sounds cold, just where it's being spoken. West of Belarus. Oh, yes, there we go. Dollar should be dominating the markets. We can see it is dominating. Having a look at gold, smashing gold. Having a look, we might even see a little bit of reaction on Brent, not much. Let's have a look on USD ZAR, starting to make an impact there. Dollar index, smashing. Euro USD, let's see, performing like an absolute machine. Everywhere else it's performing. US 30, it's still struggling to get down to those levels that we need it to be. So again, this tells me there's somebody else involved here. Big banks have seen this and are trying to buy these orders. I don't think it's going to stick. I think we're going to see a break in market structure. It's trying to do something of this nature. It's going to snap. It's going to fall. Remember, this movement over here, this retracement, this sort of, it's called a bullish retracement, but this sideways movement, this correction is rising correction, rising channel. Its general trend result is a break towards the downside. So again, I don't mind. Dollar's super strong. I want to see this get to this level. at least we can see the 33.825 mark being broken sometime soon. I'll be pretty happy with that. Again, we had a pretty big week. We've seen, strategy develop. We've made some amazing trades. Again, we're breaking there to the downside now. So depending where you entered, hopefully everybody was at profit or entry, even if you had massive slippage. So it's going to be up to you to obviously try to catch that trade and or setup. Listen, I'm amazed with the data the dollar brought through, man. I haven't seen numbers that good in such a long time. Yeah, I can't wait to get Trump out. 33.825 is Trump. Where's Trump's coming up? 33.825. Yeah, I agree. 33.825 will bring up Trump and let him do his little wiggle. We are developing some new dances. Rachel's manifesting a downside move. And my TP is like a few hundred pips from my entry-ish. This is so insane. That's NFP for you guys. That's what it's all about. Good fun, a few laughs, things in between. As long as you can live, learn, and somewhere in between, have a bit of fun. That's what it's all about. Gold simply melting, and I'm riding. Beautiful. Sipo is absolutely smashing it. Let's have a look there. Gold doing its thing. Again, that stronger dollar dominating, but it's not translating US30. So this is what I suspect is going to happen. So for those of you who've traded through a season like this before, when you see a resistance or you see a counterparty to the markets, they counter for a while, and then when they cannot counter anymore, they allow the markets to slip and fall. And that might be what we're going to see here this afternoon. So we might see US30 play in this region down below, but I think once we see Trump dance, or once we go through that 33.8250 mark, I think it's downhill from there. We could see prices move in a general trajectory that is in line with our previous analysis. So again, we've broken this diagonal resistance here. We set it up in our previous session to say, hey, this is kind of where price is at risk of breaking through. It did, but now I'd like to see that punch through to the downside. It's okay. Who's here? Oh, okay. Good stuff. Come on, let's see Trump get out here. Let's see Trump. So we're really starting to break this little channel. I just want to see a nice little punch through, consistent punch through, and then I know we can let this thing ride out and do its thing. Yeah, it needs some dancing smiles. Okay, guys, listen. I think it'll fall hard, yeah. Look, okay, so remember, we have New York Stock Exchange happening at 4:30, right? New York Stock Exchange will see this data, and I think they would absolutely consume it. They're going to gobble it up. Indices are going to continue to fall. So again, if you're going to hold this out, you're more than welcome to sort of hold out. Troy, New York Stock Exchange open 4:30. I think we're going to continue to sell off in a massive, massive way. Again, New York Stock Exchange is going to open up, and orders are going to be placed ready to be released into the market based on what is happening elsewhere. Now, again, I think the fear of why we will see a continuation of the sell-off on indice markets, you need to remember all of Powell's policy decisions are largely also looking at the labor market. These numbers are not only good, they're too good. They prove that his policies are becoming ineffective. The markets will be scared of the fact that Powell will use this as ammo in the next Federal Reserve meeting, because that's what they do, right? To essentially higher or hike interest rates. We just got to slow down to 25 basis points, and he could hike even further. There we go. We can bring Trump out. He's done his thing. We've passed our level that we need to be. So let's bring Trump out down there. We should still see this continue to melt towards the downside. Everybody should be in profit at this point. You can go ahead and manage your stop losses effectively. Even if you had the biggest slippage in the world, which is what I had today. I have not seen slippage on my trade